Hello everyone, and welcome. Oh god, we're just gonna be doing, I don't know, some doodling tonight? Something like that. Hello Babulshi, hello Billy Bob. Hope you all are doing okay on this fine evening. Don't really have plans for the night, but we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll figure out what we're doing. Let's see here. Okay. There we go. There we go. Shirokoi and plushify some characters? I don't know about that. I don't know about that one. Ah, look you. Ah, Chewy, hello. Ah, hello, Selkie. Welcome, welcome. Ah, Cod, hello. None of that posing is really working that well. That's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, but bullshit, I haven't drawn, like, anyone from where the demon lurks. I think I drew Kabu, like, once when the game came out, and that was kind of it. This draft is way off model. That is okay. We've got a whole stream to fix this, so or make it worse, you know. Yeah, Okay. Eto. Look, we gotta figure out where all the placement of everything is, right? Yeah, Okay. Can I send you a link? Is art? I mean, I have links disabled for chat. So you kind of can't do that, friend. Or at least I should have links disabled. It's been a while since that's come up. I think I made it to where only mods can send links. And even then, I don't have a... It's hard for me to click links during stream. Just because of how I have all of my setups and stuff. So, kind of can't do that. Sorry, friend. Also, hello. What does that say? Kedamono? I hope that's right. Terrible, terrible, Ian. I think we'll have to do that. Does that look better? That looks better. Not great, but better. There we go. that there for a place marker for now. I mean, he's not gonna look that fluffy in the final version. That was just kind of some drafting lines. Yeah. Da, da, da. Who am I drawing? Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Yeah. That looks a little better. Okay. We'll shave that side down a bit. Oh, hello, Alex. Ah, alright, alright. Yeah, I kind of just also wanted a more chill evening, you know. I was busy with family stuff this weekend, so didn't really want to do anything too pressing. How was the Father's Day? It was pretty alright. Met up with the family and had a civil dinner, you know. Or I guess as civil as it, like, can be with more of the family there. Like, when it's just the core members of the family, like, it's fine. One of those things where, like, my sister-in-law showed up. Just, man, that person doesn't know how to shut their mouth. One day they'll learn, or not. I'm betting on the not. That's just me. Yeah, we probably have to start defining. Look, perspective is hard, okay? Dot, 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 dot. Ah, fortuitous song playing. Okay. What do you think? Maybe do it like that. Yeah. Squish him. He do be a little squishable, I'm not gonna lie to you. We'll figure this out. I wonder who this is. Now look here, Q. I'm predictable. Alright, see ya, Alex. Selkie, stop doing the Fortnite dancing. You're gonna turn into a TikTok kid. Look, you know that pipeline is real. Aw, thank you, Chewy. I try. They're cheating. It's aimbots. Gotta get good, Selkie. Come on. I've been binging Steven Universe. Q, don't do it. Stop. Save yourself. I feel like various generations had very different opinions on Steven Universe. Like, God, it's weird to say. I was in my first year of college when Steven Universe came out. So it was really weird. It was real weird. Because I feel like younger generations like that show, or had a far more positive experience than, like, I did, and a lot of my original classmates. Because, like, I had a little bit of a weirder college experience where, like, I went for a bit, then left and worked for a couple years. And then came back and got, like, went to school for art instead of just general studies, right? And, like, when I went back to school, like, for art, there was a lot of younger people there, and they all really liked Steven Universe because they were, like, the new crop of kids entering college. And I'm like, you all are weird. They all saw stuff in that show that I'm sitting there and going, like, it's not there. That's just your projection. As I pulled up interviews to prove my point. The first season was a mess. I don't know if I entirely agree with that. I think season 1 is very successful at what it set out to do. The problem is that what season 1 set out to do was neither what future fans wanted out of the show, nor what eventually the showrunners decided they wanted for the show. So season 1 looks really out of place now. Even though it's like a fine enough children's show. It did a lot for gay rep, at least. I don't know about that. I think it did a lot for gay representation in the generation it came out in. If you ignore pretty much other animated media that came out around at the same time. Right? Because people say that, but, like, other shows that came out on Cartoon Network before Steven Universe already had gay characters in it. and arguably better written gay characters. I'm not petty. Look, we can't let society forget hot dog water. We can't let them forget. Because she's better written than, like, anyone in Steven Universe. I'll die on that hill. You'll watch, like, oh, yeah. Yeah. But I feel that about, like, all of Steven Universe. We're like, wow, this was like 20 straight episodes of garbage. And then you'll have one episode where I'm like, oh, that was pretty good. I like where you took that from, Rebecca. It's like, oh, I like the thing this episode is based on. I don't really like this episode, but I like what it's based on. Hydrogen bomb to a coughing baby. No, Selkie, as stated previously, we can't let people forget. That show was so ahead of its time. We can't let people forget that Mystery Inc. happened. If Mystery Inc. came out, like, 3 years later, it would have been popular, and it would have been a success. Because binging culture hadn't quite started yet. And we didn't have the generation of man-children that we have that just exclusively watches kid shows yet, until like a couple years later. And now people consider the mature Scooby-Doo installment as Velma. Look what we've done, society. It could have been Mystery Inc. There we go. Yeah. Is that floof too far out on that side? I think it might be a little bit. So I think we'll raise it and draw it in. Let's see here. Tend not to think too hard about consuming media. That's the correct opinion, though. Like, like you don't want to be me when it comes to consuming media, right? Mr. Can't enjoy anything. Like, I was sitting there, like, this podcast will come out in like 2 weeks, I think, on Arches. But like, I went and watched what is it? What's that movie called? Inside Out 2. You know, 2. But and I was sitting there in the theater, constantly considering, like, man, what's the point? What's the point of this? I was sitting there like, I'm sure people are gonna like this. There's probably stuff to like here. I'm sure people are gonna watch the climax and go, oh, that's me for fur. And you know, that's cool. That reaches out to you and stuff. But like, but why? Not why you relate to it, but why movie? Like, that movie feels so stagnant in, like, all areas that I just... Now, I will say this. Positive stuff out of the way, right? I thought this was a marked improvement over the first Inside Out. And I say that as someone who fucking hated the first movie. I think that's one of the worst movies Pixar has ever made. Like the original Inside Out, I hated it. Absolutely hated it. I watched it once, walked out of that theater, washed my hands clean of it, and just went, I'm never watching that Drek again. But I had to watch the sequel, right? And it is an improvement. It is a watchable movie. I would maybe, if this was on, like, TV at, like, a family dinner, I wouldn't, like, scoff at it being on the television. I wouldn't really like it, but, like, it's allowed to be there. Because it's just 1 inch off the ground. Yeah, exactly. That's what it feels like. Instead of me going, I absolutely hate this, my reaction is more like, eh. Just eh. That's about my reaction to this movie. It is directed a lot better. Like, on all technical achievements, this movie's a lot better. It's nicer to look at. Hello, Cirrus. They made it to where... I joked with Darian about this. I really did. Because the instant I realized it, I was like, is this why this movie's better than the first one? And that is, we introduce 4... count them, 4 new main characters. 'Cause kill me. But we also ejected Sadness into the sun. She's not in 80% of the film, and boy does that improve it. we took her, shoved her into a tube, and fired her into the sun. And I was like, now wait a minute. Did this movie do something based? Did we just get rid of the worst character? Yeah. It's like Sadness, the worst character in the first movie, and they clearly realized that and just got rid of her for the sequel. Yes. That greatly improves that movie. It does. Another issue is that, like, one of the new main characters is so much better than everyone else that it's not great. Because the entire time I'm like, why don't we ditch all these other characters and just feature Ennui? Look, come on. Ennui was like the only character that had actually good jokes in that entire movie. And, blessed. Good on them. You didn't like Sadness in the first one? Sadness was terrible in the first one. She fucking sucked. I also just kind of hate the structure of the first movie. And I don't entirely know if that's Inside Out's fault. But it also played into the awful, I cannot say awful enough times for this, like, trend in, like, the year of our lords, like, 2009 to 2015, in which nearly every single animated film was a buddy road trip. In some way, shape, or form. And so when it's like, okay, we're gonna have this film, right? We're gonna have this film about exploring the psyche of the human mind. And it's a buddy road trip. I was livid. I was so angry. That it's like, you could have done anything. You could have done anything. And you chose this. Alright, see you, Babolshi. Like, what happened? What monkey on a typewriter like came up with this? Like, we are on Secret Life of Pets level of writing. You know, since that one's also a buddy road trip, because they all were at that time. They fucking all were. It was the worst. It was the worst era. Brave was a buddy road trip. It was bad. It's bad. It's just, it is what it is. Wreck-It Ralph was a buddy road trip. Frozen was a buddy road trip. I love Secret Life of Pets. I didn't say anything about the quality of movie of Secret Life of Pets. I just don't like that it's a buddy road trip. It is what it is. What about Onward, which was an actual road trip, but it's specifically a buddy road trip? And you know, having the new Inside Out film also being a buddy road trip nearly made me want to like fall asleep in the movie. Granted, I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. There was a point in the movie where I was so zoned out I wasn't paying attention, and then an alarm was set off in the movie, and it made me jump, and that was kind of funny. Because I was so checked out. I was so checked out. You couldn't believe. It's was not a great time. I would not recommend watching that movie. No. Granted, it was really funny to watch that movie opening day. Like, it was opening day for it. There was 5 other people in that theater. So I'm pretty sure most people are just gonna wait for it to show up on Disney Plus. Barley was the best thing about Onward. I also hated the movie Onward. I liked when the movie finally opened in Japan, though. Because that's when we got the good porn. It do be that way. Just kind of be that way, right? Yeah, because we weren't originally planning on watching Inside Out 2, because literally no one wanted to watch it, but it was one of those, hey, it is opening night. What are the show times? Oh shit. It's like 40 minutes from now and we're already in town. Huh. Well, kind of one of those. Like, we're so close, we might as well. Josh, what is one of the worst and best films you've seen? Oh, God, I hate thinking about it that way. Because one, I've watched too many. Like, I've watched too much to have like a, what's the best thing? You're like, I can't remember half the movies I watch unless I like look at the poster in front of me. It's like easier to go year by year or studio by studio, you know, because that's just less to think about. I think the worst Pixar movie is The Good Dinosaur, though. Like, if that's... Like, if we're just going by, like, Pixar, the worst one is The Good Dinosaur. Like, we're not mincing words there. Like, that's the worst one. The best one's Ratatouille, because I'm a pretentious fuck. You see, if WALL-E was like only the first 15 minutes, it would be amazing. The problem is that movie went on for like an hour too long. His pet human. I find The Good Dinosaur fascinating because of how bad it is, and partially because I got to see it turn into a bad movie in real time, and that was incredible. It really was. I remember when at D23, like the D23 that they first announced The Good Dinosaur, and how every time they would talk about The Good Dinosaur, the entire premise of the movie had changed, the director would have changed, and the look of the movie would have changed. Like, every time they showed off The Good Dinosaur, that happened, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, what happened behind the scenes? Like, how does that happen? Identity Crisis, yeah, it's pretty... That movie was really funny. Well, it's like partially the fault of like Pixar's really weird contract with their directors, where when a director leaves a project, the next director to work on it is only allowed to use a third of the content that was made by the previous director. Which is why when a director changes, so does the premise of the movie usually, right? But Pixar also encourages directors to use some of what was already made, so you can kind of squint and see the previous film in there, you know? See Brave for a really good example of that, right? Where, you know, it was supposed to be a dark coming-of-age story, and then the final product was a mommy-daughter film, right? Very, very bad. I also didn't like Brave. I don't like most Pixar movies. I'll lay that out flat. Like, I like so few Pixar movies, I don't like that studio. Like, I don't have the reverence that most people have for Pixar as a studio. I think their movies are kind of trite, and they're a little too... They try too hard to be emotionally appealing to such a wide audience that it breaks the experience for me, and I go, you're trying too hard to appeal to everyone. And I kind of hate that. But hey, you do you. Their movies used to make money. I can't even say their movies are successful. Like... Because their movies have just been doing so poorly as of late. Did you like OG Toy Story or Monsters, Inc.? Didn't like either of them. I think Toy Story barely holds up today. I think as a point, like, for historical purposes, Toy Story is very impressive. Beyond that, I don't think there's much to really like in the original Toy Story film. when it comes to Monsters, Inc., I think that movie is just hideous. I don't think a lot of that movie holds up at all. I don't find it really that charming. I don't like how 1/3 of your main cast is a crying baby. That's not great. Nah. Look, no amount of good porn of dad bod Sully is gonna fix that movie. I still won't like the movie. I'll look at the porn, but not much else. Because, like, for me, when it comes to Pixar, right, you have, like, Ratatouille and the first Incredibles, the first 20 minutes of Wall-E, and I don't really like anything else in the catalog. That's fine. Yeah, general audiences will love it. Yeah, I get it. Like, the Pixar formula legitimately really works, because it does make the film very appealing for everyone, right? Quote-unquote everyone, right? Like, the first 5 minutes of Up... Oh, right, Up exists. Yeah, the first 5 minutes of Up is like, it's alright. It's, like, fine. I think it's trying a little too hard, but I get it. You don't like Up's characters? I liked Mr. Fredricksen until he started really talking. If you know what I mean. After 5 minutes, we changed the channel. God, it's true. Because, like Inside Out 2, right? Like I said earlier, I'm sure people are gonna watch the climax of that movie, and it's going to resonate with them, and they'll be like, oh my god, that's how I feel so often. It'll be a very heartwarming experience for those people. I think it's, for the most part, a well-directed sequence. But it is one of those, like, wow, I see what you're doing, and it is the easiest get-out-of-jail-free card that this movie could have done. For that emotional gratification for your audience. And I get it. I don't think it's a bad choice. But I don't have to like it. Your daddy issues? Actually, I have a great relationship with my dad, but hey, that's... I didn't think I had, like, a great relationship with my dad for years, only because we'd barely talk. Not maliciously, but And then everyone would tell me about their relationships with their families, and I'm like, oh, I guess I just got it good. Like, we just kind of... It's like none of us really dislike each other. It's pretty alright. We're pretty good at small talk. We do enjoy each other's company. Like, Give back your furry license. It's fine. It's fine. Did I make his belly too big? I see, Cirrus, I see. We can fix that real quick. There we go. We'll do it like that. A lot of people freaked out over what I was gifting them for Father's Day. Eh? Was it lube? Nothing in the end? Ah, I see, I see. Yeah. I mean, that's probably like a decent gift to someone. Right? Like, yeah, like help a guy out. It was base. There we go. There we go, Ian. Very based. Very good. Kind of respect it. Really do. Though then again, my parents are gonna start bothering me about next week. Since next week is my birthday, so I'm sure I'll get calls from them being like, "What are we gonna do on that day, sonny boy?" They don't call me that. None of us have nicknames in this family. We just, you know, everyone's on first name basis. Well, I guess not the parents, but you know. That's it. Look, I had that phrase in my head because I was talking to a friend about the anime Sunny Boy recently, which was like one of the only good anime to come out in the past couple years, you know? Anime is really cool. I would never recommend that anime for people to watch. It's one of those. It's one of those. Nothing like bad happens in it. It's more like it's a little pretentious. And by little I mean a lot. The show's a lot pretentious. Yeah. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, Flamingo. See, it's just amazing anime. Could never recommend it. Yo, Flamingo, do you remember the episode about the invisible blue monkey baseball league? 10 out of 10. that shit right there was peak storytelling. Absolutely peak. Could never recommend that. I actually can't do it. Oh yeah, this isn't like a oh it's great, but I can't recommend it. It's not now and then, here and there, right? It's not that. It's not Bakuda no Hour. Two very good pieces of media. Never recommend those. Never watch those. If you've never heard of those, don't watch it. Don't read the manga either. It's you know, it's not for chat. It's like, I love Bakuda no. It's one of my favorite manga ever made. Never read it. I love how that manga makes Gantz look bright and sunny. Because I did read them in about that order. I had read Bakuda no first before reading Gantz. And I was kind of like, well, why do people think Gantz is, like, super grim and depressing? Like... And I was like, oh, it's because I read Bakuda no first. And by comparison, it's not nearly as depressing. Oh yeah, the Bakuda no opening theme, 10 out of 10. Everyone loves it. It's one of the greatest single opening themes to ever exist. No one needs to know what it's from. Yeah, that one's uninstall. That one's uninstall. It's very good. It's very good. We do love to see it. I find it difficult to watch the opening theme only because it's like, like anytime one of the kids shows up, like they chose really good one-shot ways to define those kids. And so when you've read the manga and you just see those scenes with those characters, you know exactly what scenes those are, and how sad that is. I think the one that always gets me is the fat kid Kiri. It just shows him like turning around in his like desk chair, and that's it, because you don't need any scene to really represent like Kiri. You know. It's just having him turn around in the chair, stare at the audience, like, oh, powerful. Favorite chapter of that manga. Holy shit. Everything with Kiri in the manga, very good. The anime adaptation, actual cowards for not adapting Kiri's chapter. They just made original content for the entire arc for Kiri, because they just did not want to touch that in the anime adaptation. And I'm like, cowards. We're not gonna go into specifics on stream, right? I don't... YouTube would not like that. But that's fine. That's fine, that's fine. It's all good. Granted, there's really nothing I'm, like, pining to watch in the next season or two. Like, I remember looking at the charts, and I was just kind of like, I'm excited. I guess excited is not the correct word. I'm interested in seeing how Japan is going to respond to the new Kinnikuman adaptation. Don't worry, no one's heard of Kinnikuman in America. It's one of those, like, really prolific manga series in Japan that, like, is very culturally and historically important for manga over there, and it is getting a modern adaptation. So I'm curious how that's gonna go over. So that's like the only thing like next season I'm really like it's not even I want to watch the show, right? I want to like look and see how like people are talking about it. So there we go. It's It's fine. I guess I'll watch episode 1 of Suicide Squad Isekai. You know, Mori Calliope is doing the opening theme, so, you know, gotta rep my Oshi, you know? I'm sure people are still like... I remember when I told people that's like, oh yeah, my favorite, like, myth member is Mori. People were very confused. I think most people thought I was going to really like Nina? Oh, Ina. It's Ina. And it's like, yeah, I like Ina. She's cute. It's kind of fun, but she's also boring as shit. So her her stream's not the most fun to watch. I don't really like Gouda that much. Kiara's cool, but like her voice is grating. No offense to her. Look, she just has one of those high-pitched voices that I'm like, nah. I mean, I respect her. She's a fellow bird, so you know. She's got that going for her. What? What cute? Do you not like VTuber talk? Are you not a fan of VTubers? We can go over to the men. We can talk about Haka and Shinri. Armis is finally getting merch, right? I don't like any of the members of Armis, but they exist. I don't like Gold Bullet. I like Octavio, actually. Like, of the Armis members, I like Octavio the most. That aren't furries. They just roll right off of you. 10 out of 10. That's the goal. By the way, we can all agree that Gold Bullet is an awful name for a VTuber, right? Like, when his gen mates are character names like Gerard, Octavio, I don't remember the third guy's name. The guy with the mask, who has a really gravelly voice that makes me concerned for the health of his throat. And then Gold Bullet. And I'm like, no, you should have complained to your managers and went, we're changing that name. Gold Bullet's an awful name for your character. Why, like, no. Also, you know it's bad when when gay males are complaining that Gold Bullet sounds too gay. And he does. He does just sound too gay. Josh, would you want to become a VTuber? No. Then I couldn't say what I want to on stream. I couldn't say things like, I don't know, DreamWorks has never made a good movie. There's no such thing as a good Star Wars anything, you know? Josh would get into drama in the first month. Oh, cute. I think I would get into drama during a debut stream. Like, the fact that you're not allowed to argue with your community. It's just, you have to keep everything. It's like, man, I am not mild-mannered enough for that. We ain't doing that. The fact that it's like, you can't say certain things about certain properties because of, like, sponsorships and stuff. You know, the corporate aspect, not great. Not for me. That, and they would probably not let me be a bird. They would take that away from me. We can't have that. Can't have that at all. What's your opinion on Ame? I like Ame. She's like my second favorite in Myth. She's very good. But she also doesn't stream anymore. Like, she streamed like last night, but like, we're not gonna, like, she takes like months off at a time. She's very inconsistent. Like, I like Ame. She was like the first of Hollow Myth that I followed for a while, but then, you know, she just stopped streaming. So I was like, oh, well, who else is here? Ah, Mori. Right. Don't you want to be an anime e-boy twink? No! What do I come off as a... do I come off as an anime e-boy twink right now? Like, don't answer that. I don't want to know. Wolves are more marketable? Like, to furries. But serious, you gotta step back. Like, wolves aren't as marketable as a normal cat or dog in terms of general audiences. Like, wolves kind of already imply, like, you know, in mainstream media, wolves are typically your villains or bad boys, and you want to be a marketable plushie for as a VTuber, right? So you want to be, like, dog, cat, for, like, animal VTuber's sake, right? It's the reason why, like, when we first got Hollow Stars in English for Hollow EN, none of them were animal themed, because it was, like, we had Altair, who is Twink Boy Isekai, we had Axel, who is Twink Boy with a bondage mask, and then we had, like, Vesper, who was the twinkest grandpa you could possibly have. And Dez. Yeah, the last one's name was Dez, and he was, you know, what an unfortunate face model. They're graduated, so we don't have to we don't have to worry about that anymore. It do be fine. It is okay. And what, even in Gen 2, it's like you had oh god, what was the Jester's name? The Jester? Reconnect? Yeah? Reconnect. Okay. Yeah. Was it Bezel? Was that his name? The Jester from Hollow Tempests 2? Cuz it's Shinri, Haka, Flayon, Bezel? The lesbian-looking one. You know what I mean by that. You know what I mean by that. There was that weird month where Bezel had a new outfit. And everyone was like, that's the most beautiful lesbian I've ever seen. And then they found out it was just Basil. And were really upset. No, it's fine. It's fine. Who were we drawing? This is Leo Echo? Because I'm predictable. He's big. He's always big. The amicus forehead? No. No. That would require me to like Amicus. Hello, rubber duck. See, the problem is I just don't really care about Adastra. It's fine. I understand that's a me problem. I've got nothing against the game. Aside from the soap. I hate that soap. I hate the soap explanation. It's it's the main thing in Adastra that I'll never get over. It's fine. Everyone can think that I'm insane for thinking the soap is dumb. How do you wash off the soap if the water has soap in it? Wisdom have like 50 spin-offs? I mean, if you like the world of Adastra, like, that's cool. Right? Because it's like, here you go. I think the spin-off that I don't like is like Interia. Just because I'm like, really? We're Marco again? Jesus. Even the Echo spin-offs are at least like, here's your new main character. Love them. And I'm like, they'll never replace Chunter in my heart. Since I'm that freak that likes Chunter. He's literally me for fur. Like, words cannot convey how weird it was to read the description of Chase, and he was wearing the exact outfit that I wear on the daily. And I'm like, that's not right. That's I think that was my reaction, just like, that ain't right. That's not allowed to happen. We can't be going to the mall in the same outfit, Chase. That's not right. We're gonna be bitchy mean girls about this. Like, only I can rock up wearing a blue t-shirt and like tan cargo shorts. Only me. Oh, that looks really bad. Yeah, Become the Chunter? No. No. There we go. If he wasn't made to be ugly, oh my god. Oh my god. What do you mean? I think he looks kind of cute. Like, he's just a little, you know, he's a little, well, what's a YouTube appropriate term? Because I was, you know, I want to immediately go like, oh, you know, he's just like cum slutty little otter, you know, like. it do just kind of be that way, you know? It's fine. Rubber Duck, I am really bad at coming up with prompts for drawn, you know? It's the reason why I end up defaulting to, like, Leo 90% of my drawings, you know? Where it's just like, he's comfortable. It's either him or Tyson Password, right? Oh, hello, John. Is Leo still your number one? He's cute, okay? Like, don't at me. And, like, you can gaslight him so easily. Like, oh, 10 out of 10. What? Well. Healthy Brian or default Brian? Okay. I mean, if you don't like him at his worst, right? You can't have him at his best. It's fine. It's fine. You like how he's drawn in arches? Yeah, he looks real good there. He looks real good. It do just be that way. What? Oh, this is from Echo. Like, you should be able to just type in, like, Echo Project into, like, the Google and find it. Or you might have to do some, like, clicking around. Because it is a little annoying to find if you're just kind of poking about. Like, I almost suggest trying to find, like, the Twitter. Or the X, I guess, for Echo Project. And then finding their itch link, like, from there to all their games. I used to link all of the Echo Project games, like, when I, like, play them, like, the itch links. Can't do that anymore. Because YouTube yells at me about it because they don't like itch links. They think it's, like, pornography. Which, like, okay. But at the same time, no. Yeah. Yeah, Hmm. you go. I think that's... Not draw him pregnant? No. Oh my god. Oh my god. You guys. Make him a daddy. Okay. Ito. Do we know what his dad looks like? No, but that's probably for the best. So it's a happy Father's Day. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah. Look, no one's ever going to say, like, Happy Father's Day to me out in public. I look too much like a twink. I look too much like I am, like, 20 years old. Or, like, 18. It is just the thing. Every young person thinks I'm like the same age as them, and I'm like, ah. Thought you were like 20 years old? No. Oh, it is what it is. Hey guys, what should I do for my birthday stream next week? What should I do for that? Should I do anything? Should I do anything special? Is there anything you guys want me to do on stream during that? A face reveal? Oh my god. What do you mean? I have my webcam on right now. That's what you're seeing in the like bottom left corner, right? So that's it. Fapwell Gaming? What game could I play that would let me like like a video game and do that at the same time. Like, I want to say, like, like Final Fantasy X too is made for you to play one-handed, but I don't think I'm doing it to that game. That's not happening. You can do it to Dark Souls? No. I don't like Dark Souls. It's like, do I play one night of Bloodborne? Do we do that to myself? Do we hate myself that much? Like, what are we doing? Anime watch along? Flamingo, I can't really do that on stream. Not very well, anyway. Pauses suspiciously on the Tauros demon. Now look here. That's a pretty good design. He's pretty good, you know? I also won't scoff at... What was his name? The Capper Demon? The problem is that I hate that boss fight. The Capper Demon. Does anyone like that boss fight? I don't think anyone likes that boss fight. The Hounds of War come in. And we're just not having a good time. Your monster smasher, Gene. Oh my god. Oh my god. The Four Kings are hot, you know? I'm not gonna say no to that. They're cool. Unfortunately, that boss fight is ass. You know, if they committed to the bit and had it actually be 4 of the ghosts, that would be fine. The fact that they infinitely spawn in, I'm like, what the fuck? You had a motif here. What happened? Why is there like 6 of them on my screen right now? 4 kings my ass. Come on. Oh, the Hovel tank boss fight. Oh no. Yes, Cirrus. They infinitely spawn in. The game is supposed to be balanced to where you typically will only see 4, because you can actually like kill them before even 4 spawn in, because it's time-based how many spawn in, but they will keep spawning in the longer the boss fight goes on for. And I had heard that, and so I wanted to test it, see if that was true. And yes, it is true. Kind of breaks the immersion of that boss fight immediately. Never beat it any other way. I get it. I get it. I mean, I feel like the game is the Havel tank boss fight, you know? Since that's always an option. You can always just sit there and tank every boss fight with the Havel set. Equip your bitch-ass straight sword and just poke things to death. know, if you really want to be lazy. Oh yeah, like I typically go like Dex sorcery so that if I want to be lazy, I can. It's too early for the tank build. It's true. The people that can like throw the fire bombs over the wall and kill the dogs before entering the boss arena, those guys are freaks. those guys are freaks. I was only able to do it once. I can't consistently do it. The art that got lost. Yeah, that was something I don't like about post Bloodborne. Is like after Bloodborne, they're just like, well, just parry and dodge everything. And I'm like, what about blocking? What about the third option? Why would you just take away one of the core ways of dancing around combat? Oh, people relied on it too much, then give a better reward for doing the other two. Because I thought the give and take in Dark Souls 1 was pretty decent. That like blocking consumed the most stamina and restricted your movement, while the, you know, dodging uses less stamina and you dodge. You know, you change your movement and parrying opens up the enemy for an attack. It's like, oh yeah, look, it's fine. There's actual like give and takes to everything. Like to the 3 different core ways that you navigate combat, or like what an enemy attack really is what I mean. And then you hit Bloodborne, and Bloodborne's like, so we took shields out, and then Sekiro's like, we really just you only get 2. You get dodge and parry. And I'm like, but I prefer having the 3. You know, it kind of made it into this really cute rock paper scissors game. It's fine. Maybe one day they'll figure out how to do it again. You can shield tank in Elden Ring. That requires me to play Elden Ring, and that's not happening. I'm not gonna play fucking Elden Ring. That just sounds the miserable. And I already, like, no. No. We're not doing it. There. There we go. But attractive wolf guts reference? Okay, so flamingo, right? The way I think about it is this. If the appeal for me in a game is something that I can get for free on a porn website, I'd rather just go to the porn website than play the game. And if, like, the best thing is Blide, I can just go to a furry porn website and type in Blide, whatever, and then get the experience I want, right? Makes it easy. Makes it the pretty easy. On furry gacha games, yeah. Like, if they ever made the gameplay good in the furry gacha games, that would be one thing. But the gameplay is always mobile bullshit. I'm like, but come on. Just make it good. Just make it good, man. To make it that horse. Oh, good. Our little lad. Oh my god. Oh, Moritaka. Terrible, terrible. I mean, granted, I will admit, I spent far more time playing Live a Hero than I really should have. But you know what? I had to reset my account so many times because I was like, I'm not playing this game unless I get the 5-star barrel. So I just kept re-rolling the start of the game. Oh, time to delete the account. Gotta do thing. Gotta get barrel. He's cute, okay? Did I do that too often, right? Granted, I was mostly okay with Live a Hero's gameplay. The problem... in the VC... No! It's fine. You know, the summer costume for Beryl is real good. I like that one a lot. He's just really cute. And he's got that good bulge that shows everything. To where it might as well not be covered. It's just that's fine. That's the way it should be. You know, see, it's the safe for work version. See, we colored it as if there's something covering, so now it's safe for work. Even though all the detail is drawn in, it's fine. It's all good. Yeah, right? It's just... like, their cocks are covered for, like, legal reasons, but, like, they're not. Like, they're just not. They're there. They're out. It's fine. Eh. So it's all good. It's all good. Look, when Live a Hero does get an English translation, it'll finally be good. I hope it's just like an English patch to the game and not a here's the English release. Cause fuck, I don't want to have to redo everything. My polls. A gas station meal? Now wait a minute. Look, I've read enough dojins to know that the gas station employee is sometimes hot. It's all good. It's that or like the mechanic, you know? You know those dojins where the guy is like a car mechanic and they always have like that body type. It's good, it's good. They're in their jumpsuit. They're a little bit sweaty. It's pretty good. Just a little bit pretty good. I swear, like, SWAT cats, right? Because, like, Chance is a mechanic. I'm like, yeah, okay, but, like, the jumpsuit's real cute, and sometimes he has it, like, taken off slightly, and he's wearing a tank top underneath. And I'm like, okay, but that's the look. That's the look. That's what I want. It's what needs to be. Peak design? It really is, though. You've never seen SWAT cats? You are young, kind of. It's fine. You don't understand the appeal? They're hot. What do you mean don't understand the appeal? Chance is right there. There's the cute episode where he's like doing workouts in the like in the backyard of their store. I say backyard, you know what I mean. And he's wearing a tank top. His guy's like radical 90s backwards baseball cap is great. There's a couple episodes where they go on vacation and you get to see them in other outfits. It's good. Outside of KR. Okay, so I've only ever tried playing one Star Fox game. And then that was the end of the relationship with ever playing Star Fox. Because so I found Star Fox Zero in a bargain bin for like $5 and was like, what the heck? I've jerked off to these characters so much, I should probably play one of their games. And like I bought that, and I've never felt dumber playing a video game. That control scheme is so hard to use. And am I doing it wrong? Is it, like, is it me? And yeah, I find out it's literally everyone. No one can play that game. It's too hard. Why are the controls like this? I don't understand. Why is... Oh, Wolf calling him a pup? Oh, yeah. Well, like, everyone knows that Wolf is gay. Like, that's fine. And, like, we all know that Fox is bi, but he's a bottom. No matter what, he's a bottom. Assault was the best Star Fox game. Now look here. I know enough about Star Fox to know that's not true. It was. But Selkie, what about Star Fox Adventure? Isn't that one peak? We'll do that. That's fine. That's fine. I searched up Star Fox Wolf and game. Look, people know what they want. Okay, no one's weird to me. Like, if we're talking about the fanfiction sphere, right? How come, like, every single girl I knew in high school that was really, really into Sasuke Naruto fanfiction, they all turned out to be lesbians. All of them. And I asked around, and apparently that's a normal pipeline. I'm like, what do you mean that's a normal pipeline? What's the connection? What do you mean? That doesn't sound like that should be a normal thing. But whatever. It's fine. I guess it's like Inuyasha and Horse Girls, right? I'm just gonna consider it one of those things. It's fine. Inuyasha was good. Don't lie to yourself, serious. That was like the worst Rumiko manga. It was the worst Rumiko manga. Are butch lesbians? Oh my god. Man, they had such a golden opportunity to just make Ino and Sakura lesbians, and they didn't take it, and they just made a Sasuke clone and said, here you go, Ino. Have this, like, gay-ass Sasuke clone. I'm like, this is the worst. This is the most lazy decision like I've ever seen. Look, we all know that Naruto is garbage. It's fine. I'm not gonna offend anyone by complaining about Naruto of all things. Besides, more people would be upset about my opinions on Dragon Ball. People get so upset about my opinions on Dragon Ball, it's really funny. No, the Android Saga's good. And I'm like, no, it's really bad, actually. Just because you like 18 doesn't mean it's a good arc. I'm just saying. Remember watching Naruto in middle school and waiting for it to get good. It never does. One could, like, maybe argue that the Sasuke retrieval arc is, like, where it peaked. And they're not wrong, because we got rid of Naruto and Sasuke for basically an entire arc. And that was good. That was good. That's a good decision. Like, and they're like, here, you get an arc with all the characters you wished were the main characters. And it was like back to back the only good fights in the entire franchise. Look, the Shikamaru fight versus the not Shikamaru. What's his name? Shikamaru? Oh god, what was the Shadow Kid with Shikamaru, right? Yeah, the Shadow Kid. Like his fight against Flute Girl, I'm like, now wait a minute. This is the best one. This is the best one. This fight is so good. Granted, there's not a lot of fighting, so I understand why people don't compliment that fight as much as they should, because it's not visually engaging. But fuck, that's the best fight in Naruto. I'll die on that hill. Eh. How is the sequel going? Did they still do Sakura dirty? Sakura apparently had, like, an entire major story arc in which she was basically the protagonist, and it was all about her relationship with her daughter, and everyone apparently loves that arc. It's, like, everyone I've asked that has watched Boruto or read Boruto are like, that's it. That's the best one. Apparently they have still failed in trying to make, like, the new cast endearing. Would you unironically consume Boruto? I mean, not with their release format, because they did this really dumb thing where both the manga and anime are canon, but take place at different points in time, so you have to consume them both. And I'm like, no, I don't care. I don't care enough. I don't know. No, I don't care. That's way too much work for something I just don't care about. And salad Isn't salad, like, the best one? Yeah, I hear people really like salad. Look, we all know that her name is Salad, right? That's one of those, oh no, it's embarrassing that one of the characters is named Salad. Let's change her name for English and make it just sound Japanese. They did the same thing with Boruto. His name is Bolt. We just all accept calling them these things. It's fine. Yeah, it's Bolt and Salad. Look, Hinata's the one that came up with Bolt as his name. So we can blame her. Bolt is such a better name. Yes, but how would people, if they... So serious, right? If they released a manga called Bolt, would people be able to know at first glance it's a Naruto sequel? No. So his name's Boruto in English. It's localization at its finest. You know, kind of like how we really didn't want to call beers because alcohol, so we call him Beerus in English for Dragon Ball when his name is Beers. It's why his angel is named Whis. Because all of the angels and gods of destruction are named after alcohol. And boy, did they have to change, like, all of their names for the English release. No, we can't have them all be called different alcohols. That would be bad. Think of the children. I'm that bitch. This is Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball's, like, risque as fuck for American audiences. There's no localizing this for children. That and those characters, fuck. It's weird. It's weird to think about. Oh, there we go. Huh. Because you know every time Vegeta's home, Bulma's like, I'm topping you tonight. Like every night. Because Vegeta's a bottom. I will worry about that line later. Look, Selkie, Bulma's the secondary protagonist of Dragon Ball, so it's just kind of... she has to be the strongest. Granted, that's going to change this year, I think, but, you know. Is that this season? Is it summer or fall that we're getting the new Dragon Ball anime? Oh, excuse me. I'll probably watch it for a bit, see how it is. Probably drop it, like most Dragon Ball things. But they're always worth a look. Looks a little bit weird, but let's try again, and we'll see if we can get over it. Probably when the rest of it's inked, it'll look fine. Probably. Hopefully. Hopefully we can get there. Oh, there we go. There we go. And we need the teethy. Look, the teethy is important. Okay. What's the point of having, like, a furry character if they aren't gonna have a little fang poking out? Man, every time this track starts playing, I keep going, like, I keep immediately thinking that it's the song Moon from Turn A Gundam. And I'm like, oh god, copyright. Which is a great track, by the way. Like the song Moon from Turn A Gundam. That soundtrack was composed by Yoko Kanno. It was one of her first, like, bigger things. Very good, very good. I think that's one of her best works, is that soundtrack. And definitely, like, Moon is one of the highlights. Granted, I don't know how recommendable that soundtrack is to listen to. You know, it's not Cowboy Bebop, right? So it's not like an action show or anything. She definitely had composed a bit more of a spiritual sounding soundtrack for Turn A. Just because it's Turn A, right? Like, you kind of can't give Turn A Gundam like a bombastic soundtrack. Even though it's like the best installment of Gundam. I know people don't like Turn A. It's because they're weak. It's because they're weak. And they can't appreciate good writing. I understand that it's a mecha series, and those people want to see the mechs fight. And you're just not getting that in Turn A Gundam. Boy, are those mechs parked outside the building as characters sit down and go, now what about the political climate of... just casually talking about territory disputes and like the psychology of the current situation that they're in. Turn A was real neat, but probably not a Gundam show that was ever going to be popular in the time period they came out in. Because Turn A came out in 1999 and crossed over to the year 2000. And so it was kind of this weird installment where, like, the original creator of Gundam came back to the franchise, and he was like, "Aw, shit, I'll, this will probably be my last Gundam series, so I will put everything I always wanted to put into Gundam into this installment. And he put all of his weird ideas on spiritualism and war in terms of conflict into this one installment, and basically didn't include fight scenes. So it's 50 fucking episodes of characters sitting in a room talking. Or walking around in the town talking, or doing farming and talking. There was the amazing episode in which they use the Turn A Gundam as a washing machine. That's one of my favorites. Unironically, a fan favorite scene. Like, actually unironically. Because that entire sequence is actually kind of beautiful. Like, the conversation they have during it, but it is one of those, like, if you stop and go, like, they're using the Gundam as a washing machine, it does kind of render the scene very funny, very fast. They also use the Gundam as a clothesline later in that episode, you know, like, well, we used it as a washing machine, now we have to use it to hang up clothes. It's gonna be windy, so, you know, it's a good... Or not, like, windy, but it'll be, like, nice and sunny, so... You use the Gundam to help dry it off, you know? It's very... What a weird installment. It also has one of the most, like, twink-ass twink boys to ever be the protagonist in Gundam. For better or worse, I think a lot of people found out... that they were into femboys because of Turn A. The ballroom episode doesn't help. Because there is an episode where they're like, hey, we need to make the pilot of the Gundam look marketable to to both sides of the conflict, right? So we will dress Laron like a girl, and we will pretend that his name is Laura, because isn't it more tragic that a girl is the pilot of the Gundam trying to stop this conflict than a boy? As they're, like, trying to figure out how to market this to try to stop a certain section of the war. It's neat. It is. But not what people wanted at the time. We do get the amazing line of dialogue from What's-Her-Face, where she looks to Laron, pulls out a dress from her closet, and just says, I'm gonna show you how to be a proper lady. That gets passed around a lot, that image. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. But also, you know, it's a 50-episode long political drama, so it's hard to recommend. And it had the first gay character in Gundam. I mean, I like that character, but I understand why people don't like that character. Kind of one of those weird talking points where people are like, but you can't even tell that he's gay. And, you know, it opens up all of those arguments. Because, like, he never gets with a guy. He doesn't talk about his sexuality. But he was fully written with being gay in mind. And, like, you can tell. But it is one of those... if you're not aware of it, you're probably not going to notice. Despite the fact that his entire character is built around that. You know, Tomino's weird. I think he's a well-written character, and he was really neat. Most people, like, today definitely aren't gonna be okay with how that character is written. He needs to be super flaming. Yeah, I thought it was really nice how in an interview Tomino had said that he wrote Linefold. I think that's how his name is pronounced. It's either Reinfold or Linefold. Can't remember. That he was surprised. So Tomino took a decade off of writing Gundam, right? So, like, there's that context. And he said that he was shocked that there wasn't a gay character in Gundam, and said that it was his, when he got hired to write another Gundam show, that he wanted to put one in before the turn of the millennium. Or millennia? Whatever. Just because he was, like, shocked about the whole thing. But he also said that he wanted to write a character he wanted to write the character as if he was a person and not a stereotype. Which is why he's not written openly as being gay. And everyone hated it. Granted, half the female characters all make fun of him for being gay, but they all say it in really subtle ways because everyone's trying to save face in the political climate, and that's like the only insult the girls can come up with. Or at least the couple characters that know. And that's supposed to, like, tip viewers off. Apparently that was too subtle for most people. Say the slur at your whole chest. I mean, the slur didn't exist anymore, is, like, part of the issue. Because Turn A has a very unique culture and how characters talk. That one's a weird one. Because the entire premise of Turn A is technology on Earth was wiped out, and humans on Earth had to, like, rebuild their society, and we're watching them, like, several thousand years later after rebuilding, like, a society, and they're now back up to, like, having propeller airplanes and the radio. Where that's, like, the most advanced thing that humanity currently has. And so they all talk in a weird mixed culture kind of way. Like, it's neat. It's definitely very, very sci-fi in how it works. It's always a struggle at Tomino, where he's like a really good ideas man, but a terrible script writer. Because his scripts kind of don't intuit everything to the audience very well. And his world building is also incredible, but also, you have the issue of it doesn't communicate itself well to an audience. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. I think he's still alive. He's like in his like late 80s or 90s or something. Any day now I'm constantly like, so when is he gonna fucking die? Like, Jesus, the Dragon Ball creator is dead already. Heck, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh's already dead. Like, why are these people still kicking? I realize that those individuals didn't die of old age, so, you know. God, that was so many lines. For his, like, his head. Though that always takes me the longest. There's too much shit compressed into a small area on the design, you know? But you have to do that with the face. So it just is what it is. Here we go. Yeah, that's it. There we go. Maybe that'll fill that out a little bit more. Yeah, that's always awkward. The Office replica scene for that one? No, that was a different installment. That scene's weird, though. I do like it. It is the same writer, though. Which, like, you can kind of see what I mean of, like, really good world and character building, but none of it is conveyed to an audience. Like, everything on paper in Tomino's series are always, like, incredible. Never, What? Oh, hello, Mega Puppy. He doesn't look desperate enough? Oh my god. Oh my god. Terrible, terrible. Oh, Mega Puppy, I'm drawing Leo. Because I'm, you know. He's my favorite. Yeah. Oh. There's subtlety, and then there's give us a hint. Yeah. Like, I like Tomino's work, but it is definitely like, sir, please. I don't like having to do so much homework just to enjoy your shows. Where Ava farming scenes references the turn hay. No, that's just more of like a cultural thing of like, how are we gonna convey characters getting back to their roots or learning to like delve into like a more simpler perspective on their life? Have them do farming. You see it a lot. You see it a lot. You know, you'll have characters that are like, I need to go back to basics. Goes visits relative in rural Japan that works on a farm or that has a farming community. Just the thing that they do to symbolically show that. Josh simping. Is this simping? I think this is just drawing a cute boy. Like, I feel like this drawing isn't even really simpy, you know? Like, we're not doing anything that's like... We're just drawing a cute lad. See, we're just drawing a cute lad. It might be easier if I just make a new layer for this line. Okay, okay, that's fine. I think. How are we gonna... Yeah. Okay. There. Look, I'm trying. I'm trying to make this look okay. Yeah. Because you see them doing that, like, the whole, like, farming thing, and, like, you know, you have wolf children, in which, you know, the girl's like, oh, no, I need to, like, connect back, you know, I'm gonna move to the rural Japan and do farm work. Oh, what about only yesterday? The same shit. She did smash him in the wolf form, because they show it. Kinda based. Okay, now we can up the brush size again. You know, she saw what she wanted, and she really did go for it. That movie's pretty alright. It's not my favorite Hosoda film. It's not my least favorite. I think Boy and the Beast is like Hosoda's least great film. It's not even that I think it's bad or anything. Just I think that one communicates itself the least. Yeah. I mean, I like Kumatetsu, but it's, you know, that's different from, like, liking the movie itself. Yeah. Because that movie's got some... That movie's got some weird shenanigans happening. Not bad by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think that director's ever made a bad film. which, like, impressive for how long he's been directing. You would think one of his weird adaptations would be like his worst film, because there is a handful of times where he has to like direct a film that's part of a brand already. You know, he did direct a One Piece film, and boy, is that the strangest One Piece film to ever exist. It's like, wow, we really just took the One Piece cast and said, you're in a Hosoda film now. It's probably why One Piece fans don't like that movie. It's probably also why it was never localized, because of its reputation. Isekai them to a better world kind of facts, though. It's probably one of the more nuanced scenes with Robin, like, ever. You have a neat sequence where she's actually performing her job of being, like, the spy member of the team, but in broad daylight, and it's her dialogue in that scene is really neat. And, like, how Hosoda was able to like convey what she's doing, like, during that entire sequence. Really cool. It's very cool. Sadly, like, Robin will never be relevant again, but that is fine. Basically, once you get to post-time skip, she's nothing but a marketable product. Which you could also say for 90% of the One Piece cast. It's like, we're post-time skip, no one's a character anymore. Did Chopper lose his role on the team? Amazing. Are we ever gonna reconcile that? No? Great. I love when they just get a new doctor. When they just introduce another doctor character. And he's the main doctor for the franchise. And it's like, well, what is Chopper gonna do? Oh, nothing, apparently. Oh, well. At least he gets more screen time than fucking Frankie. Oh, what? Did you not know that they replaced Chopper as the Doctor? Yeah, that happens pretty fast, actually. Like, he has not been the Doctor for the One Piece party for a decade. Probably more than a decade. When was Punk Hazard? Because it's like, that was like the moment, right? Like, Punk Hazard was just the, Chopper doesn't have a job anymore. It definitely didn't help that in Dressrosa they eject Chopper into the sun for that arc. And so it really just made Law the main Doctor for, like, the next arc. Was kind of funny. Well, but that's also the issue, just how large the cast of One Piece is. Like, once you start getting Once they introduce the Straw Hat Fleet, right? And the series has to, like, reconcile characterizing a whole bunch of other captains who work under Luffy, the One Piece cast is never going to feel good again. Just kind of one of those, oh, this went on for too long. I see. So Desna. It's probably why they had to introduce too many new forms for Luffy into such a short period of time. Which personally, like, I kind of hated. I kind of liked when they introduced Luffy's gears. They're like, here's gears 1 through 3. Or rather, just gear 2nd and gear 3rd. These are his things for the next decade. And I'm like, okay, that makes it simple. Like, you introduce them both at once. They're different. It can make certain fights a little bit more engaging. Theoretically. And that's just kind of where that was for a while. Yeah. One day I'll get this line, no worries. We'll fix that line there. The Power Girl. Her series is ending soon. They're probably gonna put her back into the box. Because I really can't see DC holding on to that character. Like, post Dawn of DC. Kind of feels like an awkward initiative to be like, okay, Dawn of DC is going to be an era in which we give a bunch of characters ongoings that didn't have ongoings for several years. Okay, we're canceling them now that the Dawn of DC initiative is over. So, get fucked, I guess. Kind of weird. Not sure if I agree with that. Look, I'm sure all 3 Green Arrow fans in the world are going to be very sad when that book ends. There could be even dozens of them. You know, if we expand it to a global audience anyway. Well, DC feels like they have to rotate their entire catalog every, like, year. And fans are like, please stop. How about you just choose 10 to 15 characters, give them ongoings, and give everyone else a limited series every once in a while? How about that? Dozens be realistic? You know, that's true. That's true. People just don't care about Oliver. People say people care about Oliver, but it's like... There's a reason why he's dead half the time, and why he doesn't have a comic 90% of the time. Heck, the marketing, like, ploy they did for this current era of Green Arrow didn't even work, because the main story of the Dawn of DC era for DC Comics is entirely told in the Green Arrow book. And they're like, if you want to know what's happening in the core story of Dawn of DC, read Green Arrow. No one's reading Green Arrow. Instead, some things will happen in other books, and people will be like, wait, why is Amanda Waller doing this now? And DC will be like, it happened in Green Arrow. And it's like, no, we're not doing it. We're not going to buy it. You can tell us to buy it. We're not doing it. They're like, no, but the plot, it's over here. And I'm like, I don't care. Do you not like Green Arrow? It's not that I dislike Green Arrow. It's more like, I'm not going to waste my time reading Green Arrow. I don't like Green Arrow enough to waste my time reading a Green Arrow book. If he happens to show up in a thing that I like, it's like, ah, Ollie's here. Amazing. Look at this lad. He sure is alive. He sure is alive and kicking this decade. Wonder how long that'll last. Can they still not decide if him and Black Canary are in a relationship? It's like, come on, DC, you gotta make a real stance on that. How often is Ollie dead? More often you would think, but not as often as, like, you would expect. Like, he'll usually, like, be dead for a long period of time. Like, he didn't really exist in the 90s. They brought him back in the early 2000s. He didn't really do anything during that era. They rebooted the character because TV series. And the New 52 happened. Did he die during the New 52? I can't remember. I try to forget that that happened, you know? Actually, is Roy alive? No, Roy is alive again. Yeah, they brought back Roy. I think a year or two ago, which was nice. It really sucked that Roy was dead for a little while, because it was like, but we can't, like, DC readers actively care more about Roy Harper than Green Arrow. That, and they brought back his daughter, like, that was really cute. And they finally met back up in, like, one of the latest comics, and it's like, okay, that's really cute. That's great. Because it really sucked when they were like, here, Roy Harper is going to be a much better person now that he has his daughter. And then the New 52 happened, and they retconned him having a daughter, and they made Roy an alcoholic again, because, you know, he doesn't have a daughter to be a better person for anymore, and that was a great 15-year period. No one liked that era. Peace sign on his grave? Wait, that's from Arrow? That's from Green Batman? That's a terrible looking actor for the Flash. It's like, yeah, I don't watch any of the live action TV shows. I don't know anything is happened in a crossover episode or something. Okay. It's like, sure, buddy, you do you. You watched Supergirl for a bit? I heard no one really liked that show. Or that they liked it at the start, and then it quickly became a CW show. Which is my favorite description. Why are they all like that? Like, I feel like I shouldn't be able to describe a show as like, oh, you know, it's a CW show. Like, are all of the shows on that channel like this? How are they like this? Why are they like this? It's fine. I'm sure someone likes all these shows. Yeah. And why were a bunch of the DC shows on the CW? Like, I feel like there's little crossover between, like, the IPs of, like, the DC universe and teenage girls. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like those demographics don't cross very much. And, like, they would be too cowardly to actually put in the books that were popular with women throughout, like, different eras in comics. Which were, like, the Teen Titans, more often than not. Since the Teen Titans book just reads like a soap opera. Boy, I sure do love Raven bursting into a scene and go like, "You lied to me!" Or Starfire going, "Dick, did you sleep with ex-female character? Did you sleep with Barbara last night? I thought we were an item." You know how it is. Queer baiting drama? I mean, you really can't do that with Teen Titans, we kind of... All of the gay characters that were on the team, we've ejected into the sun. People don't even remember Bunker anymore. I don't even know if Bunker's alive in the DC comics anymore. Because he was like, oh, here, we'll introduce a gay Titans member. Have Bunker. And it was like, cool, everyone kind of liked Bunker, and, you know, and it was alright. It was kind of fun. And Rebirth happened, and I don't know what happened to that character after that. Mainly because I stopped reading DC around Rebirth. So I don't know. I liked your design and powers from the wiki. Yeah, right? Like, he had a good design. His powers were very... So we didn't want to make you a Green Lantern. But you're a Green Lantern. It's okay, his gimmick will be he makes bricks. Because he's not that fast of a thinker. But pink? Are we calling that pink? Isn't that more on the purple spectrum? And, like, no one wants to acknowledge the Indigo tribe for Green Lantern. So we can kind of just say that, like, Bunker is purple. I wouldn't call Bunker a himbo. It's just more like... Hey, Cirrus, if there was a truck that just got thrown at you, how fast do you think you can come up with using, like, psionic energy, something to block it? Are you gonna create something elaborate? Or are you just gonna put up a brick wall? Or just an orb? Like, not all of us are Kyle Rayner. Which was, like, one of his core gimmicks. But this is comics? Do you know what that means? They get nothing, they deserve nothing. The Indigo tribe deserves nothing. We don't like them. They're weird. So they should get a CW show, is what I'm saying. What? Yeah, because Kyle is the Green Lantern that's like, I'll make whatever I want. All the time. Visually interesting. It's the reason why they made him a graphic designer, is to be like, look, see, he's like an artist, so he can, like, think of more creative things, you know? Is what it is. Oh, hello, Valdis. Give you Star Sapphire came back in the latest issue of Green Lantern. Like, the name of the issue is Green Lantern and Star Sapphire. They already did that. We are so bad. I mean, the modern Green Lantern book is just weirdly good. I'm like, oh my god, Hal is charming again. He's not... Hey, we need to make him easy to transition him into the movies Hal anymore. He's charming optimist Hal again. You know, because that can't be put into the movies. Tragic. No, we can't have, like, a cool guy as Hal Jordan. He has to be gritty or comedic. probably both. It's like, can we not? For the movies, yeah, it's a little bit tragic. It's a little bit tragic. Granted, we are getting Guy Gardner for the new movies, and I'd be curious to see how they handle that. Just because, you know, it's Guy Gardner. We love to see it. Because everyone loves Guy Gardner. He's the best. He's the self-proclaimed best Green Lantern. He probably trademarked that, you know. I really liked that scene where he was like, but I'm the best Green Lantern. And someone's like, but what about Hal Jordan? And he's like, no. Hal Jordan's the greatest Green Lantern. I'm gonna call myself the best, though. And I'm like, fastest way to characterize Gardner. Let's go. Legally distinct. He's just the greatest, but I'm the best. Studying, you know, that's Guy Gardner for you. It's like, he's supposed to be a piece of shit, but he's endearing in that, okay, he's awful, but when the time comes, he can step up. It's kind of like Guy Gardner's entire gimmick. Like, everyone will be like, how is he a Green Lantern? And then when shit hit, like, when crisis stuff starts happening, he tends to be one of the people in the thick of it, more often than not. Like, trying his best. And it's like, that's the reason why he's a Green Lantern. I always thought that was really cute. Yeah. Then they always paired him up with Kyle. So it was like you had the bad cop and the bad cop. It's like, kind of love that gimmick for them. Very good. When there's a crisis core, now you shut the fuck up. We'll get there. We'll do things. All right, I had read like the latest issue of what's it called? Mr. Weak-Willed, right? It's not that he's weak-willed, it's that he had to figure out everything to be a lantern by himself. Because he was not chosen to be a Green Lantern. He just got a ring. So it's like, he's like an anti-chosen one, kind of, is kind of his gimmick, where it's like, everyone else was specifically chosen to be a lantern, except for Kyle. He was just given a ring, like physically handed the ring. You're eepy? Alright, Q. So he was, like, a lot worse at using the ring for a while, like Kyle. Or didn't really understand how to, like, empower it better. It's like, he could make constructs pretty easily and stuff. But he couldn't figure out how to, like, make the constructs stronger. You know, because no one told him how it worked. He had it rough, you know. He found his girlfriend in his refrigerator. Like, shit's rough, buddy. Fridged, yeah, right? It's one of my favorite terms. It's just like, fridged. Oh yeah. Kyle was the character that coined the term fridging. It's very funny. It's very funny. Poor Kyle. This man gets no respect. No respect. It's like, I get it. His whole gimmick was like, DC wanted their own Peter Parker, so they made Kyle Rayner. But we never saw Mary Jane get shoved into a refrigerator. In that way, anyway. Does anyone even like current Mary Jane? Can we call that fridging? There's still time. Because I'll always ask around, like, with comic book fans of, like, is anybody reading Jackpot? And everyone's like, no. And I'm like, damn. We really don't care. Granted, they did probably shoot themselves in the foot by being like, we know that no one likes what's happening with Mary Jane. So here's Ultimate Spider-Man as a new comic, and now no one cares about current Spider-Man, because everyone's reading Ultimate Spider-Man instead. Oh no, everyone's reading the apology instead of the actual, like, comics we're releasing. Oh no. It do be that way. Yeah, Yeah, there we go. Everyone probably, right? It's like, oh no, we gave people an alternative. The alternative they wanted. Look, I'm also still just waiting for a Paul payoff. And it's probably gonna be in the fucking Jackpot comic. Which I refuse to read. Because I'm like, if you're gonna introduce a character like Paul, you kind of have to more define that character or have a real payoff to them. Otherwise, people are just gonna hate this character. For the obvious reason. Who's Paul? Mary Jane's boyfriend. You can kind of see the problem up front. Yeah, she's been dating Paul for like 4 years in the comics, and they have yet to really, like, more justify that. beyond her just going like, I like Paul. And I'm like, okay, girl, but like... What's Mary Jane's role in the comics right now? Okay, so Mary Jane is currently dating a guy named Paul, and she's currently the superhero Jackpot. So she got spirited away to another dimension in which she found 2 orphan children and decided to take care of them with said character named Paul. In that alternate dimension, she also found a Ben 10 bracelet that gave her superpowers. And by that I mean it's a wrist bracelet thing that is a slot machine, kind of. And when she hits it, it gives her a random superpower for a limited amount of time. So, like, she's Ben 10. there's really no mincing words. Yeah, she's Jackpot. Yeah. Oh, I honestly think if they made anyone except for Mary Jane Jackpot, people would like it. The problem is that, like, the staff members are like, how do we make Mary Jane relevant? Make her a superhero. And that's never a good look, because we're kind of tired of, like, the civilian characters having to become superheroes to be relevant. Like, we kind of like having civilian characters. It's kind of nice, you know? Helps ground stories. It gives characters to interact with that aren't also superheroes. It's nice. So, like, Mary Jane's just another character in a long lineup of characters that's like, oh, well, we don't know what to do with them, so they're gonna be a superhero now. Because we don't know what to do with them. Because we're also never going to have Mary Jane date Peter again. It's not happening. Stop asking. Despite the fact that we all know that is like 90% of fan mail for the Spider-Man side of things at Marvel, is just people asking, so when are they going to get back together? When are they going to get back together? It's been 20 years, but we're still asking. We're still asking. I mean, that's part of the reason why they gave us the Ultimate Universe again, is they're just like, here. They're married here. Cool. Why don't they want them together? Well, you see, Cirrus, when was the last time Peter and Mary Jane were married in a live-action movie? I'll wait. Also, they have to be the main characters, by the way. That is also a caveat. Never? Well, then they're not allowed to be married. They're not married in the movies. They can't be married in the comics. So, even though Mary Jane and Peter were married for, like, 2 decades in the comics, they, you know... I still require that barrel pick. What? You can't just Google it? Where's the thingy? He can go to sleep. He's allowed to do what he wants. He's a big boy. Barrel level hero. He's in the same time zone. That is not a real thing. Like, come on, serious. He's got work. In the morning. That's not a comparable situation. Granted, Ultimate Spider-Man right now is really good. Oh my god. That comic's so good right now. I also really like Ultimate X-Men. That comic's really good as well. And hey, people can stop complaining because they use the term mutant last issue. People have been really upset at the fact that they don't actually use the term mutant. Or it's like taken them half a year for them to actually say mutant in that comic. You can't make me. You're not Cody. Oh. So if Cody told you to go to sleep. I see, I see. Well, not surprising. Never mind. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, no. Oh, no. No, that's forever in the record there, Cirrus. That's embedded into the video file. People can just scroll back a bit and see that. You're just adding more attention to it by deleting it now. Ah. Let's see here. Like, I probably made him too floofy, but that's fine. He can be a little floofy today. It's like he just got his fur dried, right? Let's see. Over here. 예젖었다. Gotta kind of round that out, you know? Because we have not been doing that. And we got to. Okay. We'll see how that looks. Not great. Okay. Sounded like you were gonna start singing. Don't know what kind of music you've been listening to, singers. Sing us a melody? No. Squawk out a little tune? No. A Gundam opening? Those don't even make good, like, pop tracks, though. Yeah. It's fine. Oh, hello, Kobika. Huh. How Darian fare? Oh, I'm probably as good as you would think. Found it. Can sleep. Were you looking for just like the key art? Like for his swimsuit variant? Yeah, that's just his key art. Bad resolution? Well, you can always just look up the, like, grab the game itself. Pull the summer variant and you can get it in its native resolution. Oh no, Cirrus. The porn game has artwork that looks like porn. Scandalous. Truly. Who would have thought? Think of the children. Do they have full cock in the game? No, so they can't because it's on the Android store. Like, you can just download Live a Hero on that store. So they don't have, like, literal porn in it. But are you really going to tell me that game isn't specifically designed for it? And to appeal to that community? Okay. Damn. There we go. Huh. We'll... Alright. There. What do you think, everyone? Okay. Yeah, Yeah, Okay. Oh, that's what I was missing. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Ah, well, I think that's where we're going to end at. So I hope you all enjoy the drawing, and I hope you all enjoyed the stream. But for now, I'm gonna head out, so I'll see you guys around!